With your Monday evening forecast, I'm First Alert 25 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines. Things pretty quiet around these parts. It's probably going to stay that way around here as we head through this week, as we are going to be seeing quite a bit of sunshine across our area. As you head down to the southeast, though, we have a couple of tropical systems. This is Tropical Storm Gamma, and that one is really struggling to hang on. But the one we're really going to have to watch is Delta down here across parts of the Caribbean. That will continue to ride off to the northwest. I'll have the latest coming up. And we are tracking. Trapping the tropics. And we are tracking the tropics around here, but it looks like the Gulf of Mexico is pretty quiet as Gamma is really starting to die out. The only thunderstorm activity is well away from the center. You would think that's it, right? Well, no, it's way down here, the actual center of circulation. And I do think Gamma is going to become a memory here as we press on through this week. But one thing we'll have to keep a closer eye on is Delta. Delta will continue to strengthen here across the Caribbean as it pushes off toward the northwest. It is expected to become a hurricane as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, and then it should curve over into Louisiana the way it looks right now. This may change a little bit in coming days, so we will continue to track that closely. But right now, it looks like most of the effects with Delta as a hurricane should be over into Louisiana and not Texas unless we see a shift in the models. And of course, we will continue to track that for you. Your future track showing that we will have showers moving toward New Orleans as we head into tomorrow afternoon. But then as we get into our Wednesday going into Thursday, it looks like most of the cloud cover may try to start moving in toward the Brazos Valley, but we will probably see a lot of the moisture stay to the south and east of central Texas, something we will keep an eye on though. And tonight, temperatures will be falling down into the upper 50s and low 60s for us, so it is going to be a pretty cool evening out there, especially when we're supposed to be right around 61 this time of year, so just slightly below normal, nowhere near the record low. And then as we head into tomorrow, highs will make it into the 80s. It is going to be a very warm day here across the region. And over the next 7 days, it's going to be quite warm with temperatures at or slightly above average this week. Look at the weekend. We could see lower 90s, and there are some models even a bit warmer than that. So taking a look at your First Alert 10-day forecast, lots of 80s this week, most of the moisture staying away from us. And then as we move into next week, maybe an isolated storm threat on Monday. Woo-hoo. Thanks for watching First Alert 25. I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines with a look at your 10-day forecast. Looks like temperatures are going to be at or slightly above normal as we start over. My brain is not catching up to my words. Thanks for watching First Alert 25. I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines. So, a look at your 10-day forecast. It is going to be warm as we make our way through this week. Highs will be into the mid to upper 80s, and lows at night will climb from the 50s into the 60s. As we move into the weekend, look at that. Above normal temperatures, a hot November weekend with high temperatures getting up into the 90s. Then we get to next week. Maybe a cold front there on Monday, 88 degrees, 20% chance of isolated storms. That will cool us off a bit by Tuesday and Wednesday. Five, six, fünf, and six. Harker Heights down? Oh, why does that one always go down? All right, 5 o'clock, 3, 2, 1. And we're looking at quite a bit of sunshine across the region as we make our way through this week. but we are also tracking what's going on in the tropics. Anything moving up from the Gulf? Your 25 News starts in 30 seconds. Warm October readings or something like that. Warm October temperatures. Jordan's the best. All right, 3, 2, 1. And the tropics aren't done just yet. Gamma is dying out, but Delta is taking over here in the Caribbean, and that's moving toward the Gulf of Mexico. I'll have the latest forecast track. Your 25 News starts right now. Huh? Nah, we don't need one.
This is it, the final day to register to vote before Election Day. Tonight, find out what to do if you still have questions. Plus, President Trump planning to leave Walter Reed Medical Center later this evening. The latest on his COVID-19 condition with only a month to go before Election Day.
And we're looking at quite a bit of sunshine across the region as we make our way through this week. But we are also tracking what's going on in the tropics. Anything moving up from the Gulf? Your 25 News starts in 30 seconds.
Looks like we need to zoom out some.
Yeah, maybe zoom out a little bit. Yep.
Will that do it? You want to zoom out more?
I would zoom out a little bit. Maybe tilt it down a little. Yeah. Yeah, I think that, yep, I think that's good right there. Yeah, that's about right. Two. Hello, 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 3232. Yes.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm. This is our first on-cam shot. Okay. Play some music. If you haven't registered to vote, time is up. Find out what you need to do for your voice to be heard November 3rd. And it's World Habitat Day. See how one local nonprofit is making sure families have a roof over their heads. If you haven't registered to vote, time is up. Find out what you need to do for your voice to be heard this November 3rd. And it's World Habitat Day. See how one local nonprofit is making sure families have a roof over their heads.
Connecting the Brazos Valley. This is 25 News.
Hi there, everyone, and thanks for being with us on this Monday night. I'm Todd Unger. Naya is off. It's the last day to register to vote. You still have a few hours left to make sure your voice is heard November 3rd. 25 News reporter Hallie Jones has more.
Today was the last day to register to vote here in Texas, as we are less than a month out from Election Day. Turner Hill is one of just many Brazos Valley residents that registered to vote Monday.
Obviously, there's a lot of people coming in today, getting registered to vote and all. They're prepared for it, and I was, sitting down for about 2 minutes, filling out the sheet, and that was it. That was that.
October 5th is the deadline to register to vote or update any information on your voter registration in the state of Texas.
Like if you've moved within the county or even just moved to the county, you want to be sure to get that updated today before 5 o'clock.
Brazos County Elections Administrator Trudy Hancock says voters can also mail in their voter applications if it is postmarked October 5th, but says with the quick turnaround, those voters could possibly see some delays at the polls when they go to vote.
The only problem with that is we have a very short window before early voting starts. And so if you put it in the mail and we don't receive it till probably Friday or maybe even after early voting starts, then there may be you may have a little bit of a wait at the polling location till we can locate your paperwork and process it and get you in the system.
As of Monday morning, Brazos County has seen 121,000 new registered voters.
And that's not counting anything that's come in from those who are walking in today. So we're going to be well over 121,000 when we're all said and done.
Surrounding counties in the Brazos Valley, like Madison County, is also seeing high numbers for new registered voters.
We've had probably 300 to 400 new registered voters since July.
Less than a month before Election Day, some voters are still undecided whether they will take advantage of early voting or wait and vote on Election Day.
I'm still not sure. I'll probably try and take advantage of the early voting, but I procrastinate a lot, so we'll see.
Election administrators across the Brazos Valley urging voters to not procrastinate and take advantage of the extended early voting option this year.
We've got an extra week of early voting, so we've got three weeks of early voting. So I would suggest taking advantage of that, just so that maybe we'll have a little less of turnout on Election Day and lines won't be as long if more people come and vote early.
The early voting period runs from Tuesday, October 13th to Friday, October 30th, and all voters must bring a valid ID to the polls in order to vote. Reporting in Brazos County, Hallie Jones, 25 News.
Tonight, Texas AG Ken Paxton under fire again after being accused by several officials of breaking state and federal laws. Senior staff members within his own office say Paxton abused his position and took bribes. The staff sent out a letter October 1st to law enforcement of crimes they say Paxton allegedly committed. He's currently under federal indictment for allegedly committing securities fraud and is awaiting trial. Meanwhile, Congressman Chip Roy is calling on his former boss to resign. The Republican congressman says in a statement, for the good of the people of Texas and the extraordinary public servants who serve at the office of the Attorney General Ken Paxton must resign. Roy served as a top aide to Paxton during the AG's first term, but left in 2015 after major staff shakeup. Tonight, energy giant Chevron is buying out a Houston company for $13 billion. Noble Energy shareholders and board of directors voting to approve that deal. Chevron says they want Noble for its rich assets in the West Texas Permian Basin and in, From on camera or the VO? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Noble Energy shareholders and board of directors voted to approve that deal. Chevron says they want Noble for its rich assets in the West Texas Permian Basin and in Europe, but the energy giant is expected to cut a lot of corporate jobs in Houston and close some offices there. The first, 3, 2, 1. The first Monday in October is a very special day for the nonprofit Habitat for Humanity. 25 News reporter Hannah King has more tonight.
This is a home that the Bryan College Station Habitat for Humanity is currently repairing. As we celebrate World Habitat Day, the goal is to promote the idea that everyone deserves a decent place to live. And your local Bryan College Station Habitat for Humanity affiliate has the tools to get the job done. Habitat for Humanity is a 501(c) nonprofit that assists low-income families and promotes the idea of affordable housing. Nathan Touche, Director of Property and Construction with BCS Habitat for Humanity, says the local affiliate began building homes in the BCS area in 1989, and they've built nearly 300 homes for families in the community.
For me, every day is World Habitat Day. I've been here for almost 10 years now, and I just love what Habitat stands for and what we do for the community. And it's amazing. I mean, the longer I've been here, the more connected I get with our community.
BCS Habitat for Humanity serves families in Bryan and College Station who earn between 35% to 80% of the median income and are in need of quality, affordable housing. Leaders with Habitat for Humanity tell me if you want to help, you can donate your time or you can donate your money. They also say spreading awareness and advocating for the organization is huge. Reporting from Bryan, Hannah King, 25 News.
Hannah, thank you. Whether kids are learning from home or back in the classroom these days, it's been anything but a normal school year. If your students are getting distracted, help them by keeping routine. Go to bed at the same time each night, and if they're virtual learners, plan meal times and brain checks ahead of time. Okay, let's start this over. What is this? Brain breaks? All right, this is the stupidest. I don't know why this is in here. Okay. Whether kids are learning from home or back in the classroom, this has not been a normal school year. Now, if your kids are getting distracted, here are some tips to help them. Make sure they have a routine. Go to bed at the same time each night. And if they're learning virtually, plan meal times, also something we call brain breaks. Also, help them stay organized.
Helping your kids find ways to know what's coming so that they can expect what's happening and know what's going on in their day is really helpful.
The doctor there says talking to your kids about how things are going with school can help clear their heads and fuel their focus. If they're at home, make sure you think about where your child is learning exactly.
So are they sitting in the same space? Are they sitting in the same room that they watch television in? Because that can also be pretty distracting.
And finally, make time for fun, something kids can look forward to.
We talk a lot about how contagious COVID is, but remember that laughter is also pretty contagious. So if you can start finding the humor in things, finding the kindness in different aspects, and practicing some gratitude, that'll really help your kids stay focused on what's going on and schoolwork.
Is my mic on? There it is. Okay.
It is a beautiful Monday out there. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines.
All right, we are tracking the tropics here, and as you can see,